Hello, welcome to a video. Here is a little known piece of BA2 paraphernalia.
Yeah.
So, to the best of your ability, when was this made, and what was the, like, circumstances under which it was released?
Go ahead and just start the game. We'll look at the quest info after the fact, because I think it'll be probably the most interesting part, so we'll save it.
Beta text.
Forgot about this, yeah. So, this was made in fall of 2005. It was, basically, at this point, I want to say levels 1 through 6 had been finished. This was after the Expo that I did for my high school. And so there was a thing going on PureZC that was just called the PureZC 2005 Fall Expo, and its name is extremely descriptive of what it is. And basically, people could choose to release a demo, just to get some interest going in their quest. That was where I played the Robin Hood quest that I stole that one key puzzle from. I also used the sound effects file from that for the Japanese internment camp thing.
Oh, good.
I don't really remember what other quests were in that. I know there was one that had Epona in it, and it started with Link and Epona waking up in the same bed. It was really weird.
What the hell?
Oh, here's the old enemies.
Yeah.
Good.
And the part where you can't go left.
Yep. But yeah, so I just, not to get into all of the in-depth information about my personal history again, but this was the point where I was homeless for a while. And so I don't think I had my own laptop yet. I would get one, like, I might have at this point. I honestly don't remember.
Gonna go with the easy mode option here, just for convenience.
But if I didn't have my own laptop yet, I was basically borrowing one from some, like, friend of a friend. I don't really have any better information from that. And around the same time that I was starting to put together, like, the
can I save? Or am I going to go back to the title screen?
I mean, it'll definitely be done. This is a 190 quest. So actually, no, this is 192. The demo was 192 because I had to use that to do the quest info thing.
Interesting.
Anyway, but yeah, around the same time that I was ripping the tiles from MMDWR to use for level 7, I made this. And so it's basically just the beginning of the game. I think it's the first 2 levels, and then after you beat them, I think it unlocks a warp on the title screen that lets you do, like, the first half of level 4.
I see. Alright.
But yeah, so basically this will just kind of be a way to see the old state of the quest before I kind of went through it and revised a few areas. And the little quest info screen will be like, a little blast from the past, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I will make sure to thoroughly explore every screen so that we can have a look at the map and stuff.
The bomb shop isn't there yet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think this demo actually was what made me decide to put that there, because this was it was an early way to get some feedback. And people said that, they didn't like how you could potentially run out of bombs and not be able to be at the Aquamantis. So I put that in. I also added more money to level 1, I think.
Gotcha.
It was, as a whole, actually pretty well received, though. There were definitely more impressive quests that were being released, because 210 was the most current one at the time, and you can do a lot more with that than with this. But for what it was, people seemed to be relatively impressed by it. They're like, for a 190 quest, this is kind of interesting. You did some cool stuff with it.
I don't know if I should be pointing out all the differences that I know from being a fucking nerd about this game, but these aren't here in the final game.
Oh, the walkthrough blocks. I couldn't remember if they were or not.
Why the fuck do I know that better than you?
Because, like the thing is, I still don't remember what's in the current version compared to old ones. Because to me, I remembered those blocks being there.
Ah, I see. Okay, I guess I will point that stuff out then.
Yeah, like by all means. I am nearly positive that this room doesn't have the doesn't have the rupee that tells you which button to press.
Yep. All right.
This was changed too, right? Because you had to go through the second half to get the item. Yeah. I never made the palette on those enemies look any better, did I?
No, you didn't. And for a second, I'm like, oh, but you couldn't. It's just that they're set to C-Set 9. That's what C-Set 9 was. And then I guess you could have. This is a... Pretty sure there's a red potion in the final game. I should not know all this stuff.
Oh, we've got the... See, now here's another instance of me not remembering if this was fixed or not. But I see we have the tiling error on the walls. Right above and below the left and right doors, there's like a secondary pillar that...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's fixed in final game. Not because I specifically remember what those walls look like, I just think I remember you talking about fixing it for BA2. I think BA1 had the tiling error, right?
Probably.
Okay. So yeah, level 1's mostly the same, it seems.
I'm glad that I enabled fast text.
Yeah.
You know, if the demo is going to be in 192, I might as well make it. These people don't give you money anymore.
It's funny to think that, you know, 2005, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm using an old version for this game. And people were like, oh yeah, we're using the hip and cutting edge 210. 250 is in development.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, you know, in 2005, I was specifically using 190 as the old version, and 192 was like, you know, it wasn't the newest one, but it was still, you know, it was still getting used. And then here I specifically upgraded to that for the demo. But yeah, and then here we are, fucking almost 20 years later, and it's me doing the same shit, but to a much more ridiculous degree.
Yeah.
Green block with a tone.
This is different.
Is it?
Yep. In the final game, there are not 4 blocks that appear here. It's either 1 block or 1 tree. Oh, yeah, this is very different. You didn't have these walkable trees here. It's just, there's a straight path that leads to it, and then I think this block appears. Like this one I'm standing on, it appears when you burn the trees.
I see.
It's very weird being the expert. Like, this feels wrong. Like, explaining your own game to you.
I can't explain it. I see that, and I'm just like, yeah, that's how I made it. I don't remember every adjustment that I made. I usually remember the original version.
In this trap room.
Yep.
Shit. I always used to think you had to go up here to do it, and I don't know why. I guess because the tiles are closer together. Or rather, they're the same distance, but there's a big hole through it. No, the part I figured that the part where you damage the damage boost against the other thing was too far away. Let's not do it there.
That would be too easy.
Yes. Again, walkable trees. A lot of that in this area, it seems.
I just, you know, have always had a random obsession with, like, you know, being able to walk through tiles that should be solid. I don't know why.
Yeah. Actually, I should do this room without lighting it to... Fuck. I was gonna say to prove I know the layout, but now I've seen the layout, but now this room has forced me to, like, delay it, so... Yeah, let me prove I know how to do this. If you've seen my speedrun, you know anyway.
The justice of your culture.
Yes.
Turns out it somehow did get updated.
Yes, clearly. I shouldn't know that. Okay.
Benjriki.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely different. So
I wonder if that was just changed for the demo then. I guess we'll have to check the other heart-based locations and see.
There's also not hearts in the corners of the room. Both rooms have little heart tiles in the corners.
I see.
In the final game.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I want to say that most of the heart pieces in the game weren't actually added until it was almost finished.
Magic Boomer.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm wondering what's underneath the rock. Oh, it doesn't exist. Pretty sure it's supposed to be around here.
Yeah, it's one of those two on that screen. I say two, even though there were four, but I can't remember which of the two it actually is.
Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, you know, the candle's disabled for this screen as an obscure quest rule. If you set the room to have an Aquamentus left, it actually disables the candle.
It is funny to me that we're still discovering things about ZC192 in you know,
yes,
the past couple of years.
Like the one that we found in the fucking Had stream.
What was that?
It was if you trigger secrets on a screen by, like, you know, a burn or bomb flag or something, and then leave and come back, it'll
then
also activate the yellow square.
Yeah.
Why was that was weird?
What?
Was the holding up sprite looking away from the camera?
Oh, that's a recent version bug. It doesn't read
good.
the sprites correctly.
Excellent.
It does that for regular BA 1 and 2 as well. Or actually, maybe just BA 2. Because you use, like, the BS animations, right? For swimming and stuff.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm still missing a couple screens.
Boogaloo logo.
This is, like, fine, because you get the boomerang pretty quick. But
it's still a bit oppressive here.
You would get the sword hair after level 2 in the actual quest. Fantastic. Okay.
I'm liking all these little bite-sized changes.
Yeah. I do wonder if I edit this to give myself later items, like using a cheat code. What would happen if I go to, like, the old overworld areas?
I think after you finish playing the demo, you should open it in ZQuest and see how much of the stuff was scrubbed or if it's all still in there.
Yeah, because if you look at now that the whole secret to, like, entering old quests and stuff has been revealed to your audience, people could go do this themselves, but yeah, if you hypothetically were to go check, like, BA2 Part 2, you can find old versions of the Part 1, like, overworld and dungeons there. I think that's different. I don't think that used to be a, or rather, I don't think the final game that's a iWarp with Zap FX.
Wow.
I think it's just a... I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm wrong.
Something to do with Reginald. I'm guessing the right side of this pond didn't have a shoreline on it in the final version, since it does the, like, swim warp to
That's
the other
correct,
side.
yeah. I wasn't looking at that, but that is true. It is an obscure swim warp, though. I don't think you covered that in your LP. And it's not advertised.
Yeah.
I also like this raft path, which is basically pointless. Oh, the stuff is gone. I think it would line up with, like... Well, there's supposed to be, like, patches of dirt around here.
Oh.
It's here. Okay, here. No. I use a visual cue there, which is not currently present. Oh yes, you haven't fixed the wall yet to be part that makes sense. For some reason, okay, here's a weird anecdote. As I've been developing BA2 Complete over the past few years on and off, like, this is something I had to change, because this was not in BA2 Part 2. Like, in this part of the overworld, it's still like this.
Okay.
So I had to update it to be like it is in the final game. And when I was testing it, I found that I didn't use the correct wall tiles in some places, and I actually made it so that, like, it's, like, solid, and you actually couldn't walk through it. I'm like, oh. And then I fixed it, and then when I was testing the game again, I'm like, let me write down all the bugs I encounter. And the same thing happened. I'm like, but I remember fixing this. And then it happened a fucking third time, and I'm like, what the shit?
Oh my god.
Luckily, I can use the visual cue here.
Isn't that one, like, actually a different color in the final... Or no, I'm thinking
nope.
BA1. Never mind.
No, here it's lined up with the bottom of this wall. That's how I remember it.
I'm guessing no heart piece in push here.
Yep, that's not here yet. Yay, tiling.
The tiling there was fine.
You gonna say the same thing? The BA1 line was funnier.
What do I look like, a cat?
Cat, yeah. Of course I don't know why I'm here. I want to say there's no block in the top right corner there, in the final game.
Oh, well, I was gonna say light the room up and see if it's like a staircase or something, but that's just fine. I'm thinking the number of changes in this place are probably going to be minimal, but I guess we'll see. I'm curious at least what's in the heart piece room. Banana.
That's different.
What?
That top door looks very weird.
Oh.
And so does the right one, actually. The completely changed what the shutters look
I
like.
made them into just like closed up walls.
Yeah, you made them side on instead of being from this like angled perspective, which makes sense because this is supposed to be more of a side on level. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm used to not lighting this place for the speed run, but I guess I can do it for this video.
I like the stupid looking doors.
Yes. Wait a minute, isn't the right door supposed to be locked?
Yes.
Man, we've had horrible fucking luck. Okay, so first I need to explain that my computer crashed. Like, it completely froze up. Never done this before. I've had weird visual issues, but never anything like this. So, you know, whatever. My OBS was actually set to record MKVs and only convert to MP4 after recording, which is important because basically MKVs, you can cut off the video codec writing process and it will still retain everything it's done up to that point, whereas MP4, if it gets interrupted in some way, it's liable to produce a corrupted file. So I actually do have the first half of the footage, like, from our first take, and that's perfectly fine. You know, I restarted my computer, it was annoying, I had to replay stuff off screen, but I had the footage, that was okay. I come back...
Before we continue, I guess we'll point out the screen has changed, I think.
Oh,
not this passageway, but...
Yeah. Yeah. It uses a dupe screen in the final game. The reason I'm in a bad mood is that what happened after that is I'm like, okay, footage is all good, let's get back to here and continue. We recorded for another... how long was it? Almost 23 minutes. And, by the way, the pedals here are missing, and I'm pretty sure the final game, the water over here, is like...
Yeah, I actually have ZQuest open right now to check, and yeah, that's a flag 16, it's not a shutter door.
Told you.
Which surprises me, because I could never remember if pushing a block activated secrets or not.
Yeah. That's why you have the no secrets version in 192.
I swear there's cases where it doesn't do that, though.
Dunno. Anyway, I recorded all of that, and we went to go record a section in ZQuest, because we wanted to have a look at around at what was in the demo, and then we discovered that, I was like, oh, hang on, it's not picking up my mic, let me change that, and I'm like, wait a minute. It probably wasn't picking it up in the previous one either, was it? And sure enough, it wasn't. You couldn't hear me at all.
Yep,
and I don't know what the issue was, because basically I went to go look at the properties for the microphone, and it's set to use the default device, which means not the one for Windows, but the one in OBS. I go to check the OBS settings. The default device is my Yeti is my Blue Yeti, which is, you know, the mic I always use. And it's that's set as the default device in OBS, in Windows as well. It was set as default, and yet that didn't work, so I had to manually change it to specifically say use the Yeti. Except I've actually changed it back to use default device, and it's fine. It is working now. I don't know why the fuck it just doesn't. It didn't produce anything before. I genuinely have no clue. So yeah, all that's gone, and I'm most, like, there wasn't that much to see, but the thing I'm most upset about is that we're gonna come up on doing the first half of level 4 here, and there were several instances where I was like,
we'll point them out again anyway, but
we will,
it sucks
but
not having the original reaction.
I was like, oh, this looks different, and Josh was like, what, is it? And he checked, and he's like, oh god, yeah, it is. How did you notice that? And there was one particular instance that was like, so fucking minute.
It's minuscule.
And I'm just so upset that there's no proof of that.
I know.
I know that if I'm being realistic and logical, people probably will believe me. But I have such a complex of, like, I have this impression that everyone else thinks that I'm a huge liar that makes shit up because of my fucking family.
I wonder where that came from.
Yeah, because of my fucking family that would always characterize me as this huge liar that couldn't be trusted, and so I always feel the need to, like, prove things and be able to back stuff up and source it and be like, no, look, here's the proof. And so in a case like this, where I'm like, hey guys, I was so cool. By the way, I noticed, yeah, a tree here instead of a bombable block.
It used to be a bombable block, or it is in the final version, but it used to just be a stupid tree. Don't have the pushing up ladder puzzle.
Yeah, this is replaced with the hint room.
Here.
Yeah, so just part of me is like, oh no, I can't, you know, now there's no proof, so it doesn't count. Like, no one's gonna believe me. But hopefully, I don't know, maybe I can scrounge up the footage of Josh reacting to it, but I don't know if that's necessary.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Like, there would be no reason for us to have this discussion if it didn't happen.
I guess.
Yeah, it's like, between... You know, we recorded that video, and then after the fact, you're like, shit, we lost all that footage. I really want... Okay, it's like, okay, here's a perfect opportunity. I'm going to claim that this thing happened, and I want you to play along with me, and, you know, make me look good, and, like, that I remember this tiny shit. Like, no.
I know it's irrational, but, again, complex.
Yeah. So, yeah, since we're just pointing out tiny changes, this, I guess, is a more significant change, even though, you know, it's one room, so it's not that significant.
Yeah, instead of,
this room down here, yeah, there's no dupe screen, so going in the cave just always takes you out of the right side. Instead, you have to go through this, you know, side warp wraparound thing.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but I think the final version definitely was better. Here, you skip a room on the way down. This is the case in the final version as well, though. But it's something that is, like... I often don't notice it because it's so seamless. Alright. And then here I think I mentioned that I once got a one cycle on the...
That was the thing we missed. You fucking hit the thing like after the eye was closed and it still damaged it somehow. It's pretty good.
Alright. And then in this room... Well, actually, let me light up this room. There's no, like, passage extending from this room over here.
Yeah, so I'll explain
no
here. So
here.
In the demo here, you know, this is just a normal Triforce screen. In the final version, I have the thing where picking up the Triforce takes you to the Bikdip little scene, and here's the Mega Man 3 like item collection.
Nice, yeah.
So, yeah, I changed it so you have that little cutscene there, and because the Triforce uses the side warp and the tile warp, or at least that's what I've been led to believe. I don't know if it needs them both, but that's what the original demo had me do. I couldn't have the side warp leading out of the level, so I had to have it kind of wrap around and lead to a different screen. So yeah, I like that little thing there. It kind of equips you with some more stuff, and then I like that little blow up the thing under the D.
Yep. So these tiles are different, very slightly. The shading is different.
I didn't believe you at first, but yeah, the shading is less noteworthy on these. These are just kind of looking. Right. The final ones do look better. They're still not great, but I guess.
Here was okay. Just to kind of improve my credibility here. Here was something where I specifically remembered something incorrectly. I'm like, oh, there's no like pointless little divot here that looks at nothing in the final game. There it is. I don't know why I thought there wasn't.
There is a consistent difference throughout the level of all these. Yeah. Here we have the clouds that look like weird dog heads. We don't have the little popcorn clouds.
Right, and also the the transition between sky colors is much thinner and overlaps with the bridge. Like, so you can barely see it on that screen, but you can see it here.
Weird to me that I made a bridge specifically with the color transition like that.
Oh yeah, for a second I'm like, oh, it's just layers, but no. A little too used to the bountiful features of 192.
You joke, but I mean, just fucking night and day.
Yeah.
Here's the much worse looking boulders that are just half black for some reason.
Yeah, I don't think they look too bad, but I can see what you mean.
Digeregia dungeon is tiered. Oh, goody. You wanna use buh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, you got a potion.
Yeah. Didn't have to use this in the other take, though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we determined that buh was in this.
Right.
Glad to see that that has persisted throughout the years.
You've heard me say this, but I want to point out to the viewers that I always thought that the, like, Via Tribbles in this game... Fuck's sake! The Via Tribbles in this game look like, chemistry beakers full of black liquid.
Yeah, they kind of do. The C-set is, pretty bad. I don't know why I was okay with it.
Probably because you didn't want to fuck around with the palettes, because it's scary, because you can fuck up the colors.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you also pointed out that the hold up sprite is fucked in this. That's just a 250 thing. Anyway, here. This fucking hookshot pole. I'm like, oh, this looks different, right? And you're like, what? You looked at me like,
yeah,
what the hell?
I have it open in ZQuest. I checked, and yeah, this pole here, like the one you're looking at, has the lighter shade on the left for 1 pixel, the medium brown for 2 pixels, and then the darker for 1. In the final version, it has the darker on the left for a complete outline, and then 1 pixel of the lighting shading, and then 1 of the medium. And I'm just like, how the fuck did you notice this?
Because okay, the reason is that it blends into this wall, whereas it doesn't. I knew that it stood out better in the final game.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I must have changed it for a reason. It probably looked kind of crappy. So.
Also, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I did this in the previous footage. There's a weird, like, meaty bug. I guess I'll show it more clearly once I am done here in this level, which I'm going to be very, very shortly.
You can take the other door this time.
Yup.
Because, yeah, you go down here, there's 2 ways to go, but both of them just end the demo. And
right.
People were annoyed because they thought that they picked the wrong one and the other one would have, like, gone further. But, you know.
Nope. So yeah, now we're basically just going to be pointing out, like, we're just going to be going through this, which I'm going to make this file available on somewhere, I think, so you guys can just check this stuff yourself anyway, but figured I'd show it on video for people who can't be bothered.
Yeah, I mean, this is available anyway on my website.
Oh, but, well, your website's down right now, but...
Oh, I just reactivated it.
But... Okay.
So yeah, the music that's playing here is Dr. Light's Lab / Roll's Shop from Mega Man 8. I put this in here. Well, we were going to talk about this stuff, right? Just kind of repeating what we said last time, but yeah, I had this MIDI because I planned on using it for the like Mega Man quest that I was going to make and then never did. And so I just kind of figured that it suited the area, or not area, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Harrison specifically seeing this and being like, I don't know what the hell this song is, but it's like ridiculously appropriate for it. Like,
oh, that's right. Yeah, because you said that, and then I'm like, yeah, listening to this, I feel like I'm getting tutorialized at by a mid-2000s mascot character in a video game, which I guess is exactly what Buggo is.
gosh.
And then here I question this, because there is no BA1 save file with the final game, and apparently it's because it didn't work.
There totally is, but I think in the re-release I got rid of it because
I
it
see.
just didn't work, yeah. So yeah, here's
Nothing ever changes.
Still being true.
Mm-hmm.
You made fun of a lot of stuff in this. Not in this part here, but like
what typos?
No, just
oh yeah, significant.
I maintain there's nothing wrong with significant, even if it's spelled wrong. It's still, you know, that shouldn't be how it's spelled. As if the game wasn't big enough.
Oh yeah, and then I said you're thinking about the circumstances, just a fucking Earthbound Beginnings reference.
But, yeah, this part's like, you know, I'm hyping this thing up, and, you know, looking back at it now, I find it kind of cringe, but whatever.
Oh yeah, here's a weird thing where it's like, what do you mean the bonus level gives you better weapons? And then we remembered, oh yeah, technically you get the code for Part 2 Enhanced, which gets you the option to get the Master Sword and gets you the Golden Arrows. And originally when it was going to be one quest file, that was just what it was going to do, was give you the better sword and Golden Arrows more directly.
Yeah, I had actually forgotten about that, but it makes sense, because I had to split it up into the 2 quest files.
Yep. Something about this referring to you in the third person is kind of odd to me as well. Oh yeah, so I was questioning this as well, like the development timeline.
Want me to re-explain it?
You could. I have some of this on the wiki from when you've explained this in other videos, but
So yeah, I'll recap it. It's much in the same way that nobody knows for sure when the original Super Mario Bros. Released. It's unclear when Bikdip's Adventure 1 actually got
I cannot fucking believe
finished.
that you just compared BA1 to SMB1.
Well, obviously the same. But, I mean, you're kidding,
They both
right?
revolutionized gaming.
Shut up. Again, you are kidding, right? Like,
Yes.
anyway, because, like, obviously. Anyway, yeah, Mitch was, I planned it out a little bit ahead of time, and I think I started it on Valentine's Day 2004, and then I finished it in, like, June, so I just fucking blew through that game super fast. I don't know how I did it that quick. And I want to say that I started that pretty shortly after finalizing everything with BA1, but that was, like, you know, adding some tweaks and stuff, and I had definitely... It had definitely been, like, you know, mostly finished for a while before that point. We'll get back to that in a second.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, as soon as Mitch finished, I started BA2, like, almost right away. And so the timeline on that one is... I remember level 4 was made on Halloween, so, you know, we had between June and the end of October for the first 3 levels to get made. And then... Level 5 was made the following Easter. That was in April, and then my whole, like, homeless situation started around, like, June, I think. Maybe late May. And so level 6 must have been made somewhere in that window. As far as BA1 goes, the history on that was it was originally made in the NES tile set as just jish.quest. And then after it was completed, I basically copied the quest into the... Or rather, I copied the BS tile set into the quest and then kind of rebuilt it. And I added some stuff like the secret areas.
Yeah.
And then at some point it also got, like, remade into UBCS quest. And the only way that I can really remember for sure when this kind of stuff, like, when all this happened, is I remember showing off level 5, you know, with the BS tile set and everything, in a class when I was in freshman year of high school, which would have been in the second half of 2003. And so I distinctly remember, like, making a change to the level like 30 minutes before showing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was still definitely making tweaks by that point, but it was mostly done already. That's really all I know for when that was finished, other than this, the UBCS quest says that it was from... Where does it say? Hold on. What the fuck? Come on. It says April 2004. So I guess I just modified that later on at some point.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah,
but...
so we don't actually know when BA1 or Hat Quest or Mitch was released, because I guess we now have a you know... Like,
I know that Mitch was
June
2004, because that's what I said.
But we don't know the exact date for any of them. Okay,
What
so
is the...
BA1 is between I guess between late August and late December 2003.
It might have been even earlier than that. I don't remember exactly.
Well, because you said in school you were still tweaking it, and the school year starts in late August, right?
Yeah, it depends on if we're counting the tweaks, but... Because it never really had an official release until it was posted on PureZC, but...
I see. Yeah, that is a bit of a questionable one then, because I guess you probably shared versions that were technically not completely finished with people.
Right.
So...
Hard to say, but
Yeah.
that's the timeline as I remember it, at least. And then, yeah, here we have, if you keep going, you know, lofty expectations for...
Yeah, so apparently as of October 2005, level 6 and 7 will already be completed.
I'm still finding it weird that level 7 was finished, because that one was made with Harrison's assistance, and I wasn't living with him yet at this point. This was still when I was in the hotels. I think there must have just been... Yeah.
I see.
I think this must have been... Like, there must have been an instance where I would, like, you know, went to visit for a weekend or, a few days, and we just kind of pumped that out.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
Fair enough. I also want to mention that I said, like, you know, if you look on PureZC, BA1 Hat and Mitch will have the same release date, which is September 19th, 2004, and you're like, do you just have that memorized? And like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I remember January 25th, 2009 for the release date of BA2, so there's the fucking gifted class. So, yeah, there's a photo floating around of me at the Expo with the big, like, tri-board or whatever you call it.
And several years ago, I edited it to make it look like he was showing off a bunch of anime girls or something.
Yes.
And then I made a joke.
Here's the part that you made fun of, yeah.
I was like, oh man,
this entire video is just, you know, being set up to make me look bad.
No, I genuinely.
You know, first you're making fun of me for comparing BA1 to Mario 1. Then there's this Link Man thing. Just...
Yeah, and in the video I said, oh man, Linkman 90 said it to be the reviewed quest of Questions 10. What a high accolade.
Shut up, it got reviewed well.
And then we were laughing at this because...
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, it was on track to probably release at that point if I hadn't, you know, lost access to computers for a while and, like, you know, was just in a shitty situation, and B, the fucking string limit causing me to recreate level 9 and 192.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that version and, like,
and
you know,
actually
add a bunch of new stuff. Yeah.
So
I'm still kind of glad that it turned out that way, because it's a lot better than if it had been in 190, but
yeah, that's basically it for the actual playable game. Now we will move into an off-panel discussion in ZQuest, so let me go ahead and edit this together.
Yeah.
Make sure my fucking mic works this time. Hello, we are in ZC, or ZQuest, a new version, specifically because it turns out none of the usual passwords work. I'm not going to say them, obviously, but yeah, the passwords for like, different quests that you usually have, none of them apply to this. You have a different one here. Don't know why. So we have this awkward-ass feature where if you hover over a tile, it turns pink and then gives you annotation info, which I guess I can see why that'd be useful, but, like, I don't know, I'm not used to it. Anyway, so probably going to mostly have my mouse off screen for this. Here we have just the folder system, which is interestingly on the first map. Yep, nothing much to see there.
I guess I did scrub this.
Yeah, I actually looked in game, and yeah, most of the overworld is gone.
Huh. I'm assuming the wall is no longer cuttable.
Yep, no flags are activating.
It wouldn't be a flag. It would be a slash combo.
Well, let's hover over it. Yeah, no.
All right.
Yep, just a normal wall. This doesn't go anywhere. Oh, ooh, hang on. This cave isn't supposed to be accessed in the demo version. Go away. Fantastic.
I like
Love that. Yeah, no bumble rock here. Oh, actually, you do have the thingy set. Interesting.
Huh.
Does it go anywhere, does it? Nope, nothing set for it. Alright.
Maybe I did have the heart piece there, and then I just removed it for the demo or
maybe.
something. I wish I remembered.
Here's the old level 9. Here's the title screen.
Once upon a pickle.
Yes. Yeah, so it looks pretty similar. Was there anything in the dungeons we wanted to check? I can't remember.
I do not remember anything.
Oh no.
What?
Hang on, what are these areas? Oh, you got these still.
Oh shit. I can't believe we accidentally left these in.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't do anything, but... Right, do any of these have strings? No, you scrub the strings, it seems.
Wait, what was that?
What?
Go back. Oh, okay. It says for shop 1. It says shop 1 : I thought it was like a meh face.
Oh, good.
I was confused.
Yeah, here we got level 2. Basically, as we saw it, it's not got the extra rooms. What is the? Oh, it's level 4. Hang on. Do you have? Okay, this is the part where you get the stuff between level 2 and 3. Okay. We've got the caves.
Well, how boring. Oh wait.
Huh.
So we don't have use a blue flower, use a blue bomb.
No. I wonder if this was... So was the blue flower first, and then you did this, and then you made it the rock in the wall?
I mean, does this have a bomb flag?
No. So this is before even the blue flower, okay.
Huh.
Weird. Why do I even had that?
Didn't remember that being added later. I wonder if I just... There's no way I would have removed it for the demo, because
you can't even get here. Yeah.
Weird. Hold on, does it have the exit where the heart piece is? I don't think it does.
No. I mean, it doesn't even have the... Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. This doesn't even... It's not supposed to go up to a cave, is it? Oh, no, it is, but then there's supposed to be another screen up here where it pops out and you keep going, right?
Right, I mean, I removed those because you couldn't get to them, I guess, but,
okay.
That's bizarre. I wonder if I specifically removed the cave or if it just hadn't been made yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I love screen 84.
Yeah. I guess that's it. I was kind of expecting to see more in here, but
yeah.
never mind.
I'm disappointed in myself for actually going the extra step to remove things. I thought that it would have been in here.
I guess you had some sense that people might be able to get into this somehow.
Yeah. This cave isn't supposed to be here in the demo. Go away.
Also, hang on a minute. Interesting. Yeah, you actually have these 2 extra D maps labeled because it's 192 and you could do that.
Nice.
Good. Alright. Random notices. I mentioned this in a Wind Waker thing, but I have made a new side channel for the most pointless shit. It's called Bikdip on a Bus, and it's just intended to be random, like, videos to do with stuff like this. Honestly, this video might have fit here on that channel, if not for the fact that we're commentating over it. I have the soundtrack for BA1 uploaded there. I'm also probably gonna, like, I plan to do it for the other ZQuest games, and probably even Bikdip RPG for the, like, custom songs. I might re-upload. Currently, those are on my channel. I might move them over there. And I also want to get, like, long plays, like, commentary-less, just single segment, you know, you can watch the game and get footage if you need it, type things, because, I don't know, I just...
Seems highly necessary.
I don't know. I like the, you know, I like the idea that like with any other game, you know, you could just go up and find like, you don't have to watch like a Let's Play. You could just find clean footage of it somewhere from like a, you know, long play archive or whatever it's called. I like the idea of having all this like, you know, clean resource type stuff if people want it. Similarly, those soundtrack videos link to my website where I actually have MIDIs, like the MIDIs from BA1 and also WAV versions. Like, if you want to listen to the soundtrack for whatever reason, it's there. I'm going to do the same thing for the others. I'm probably going to put a mirror of this file on there. And probably also the two unique MIDIs from this. Again, they're not like original or anything. You could probably find them elsewhere, but why not?
I'm sure I just got them from VG Music.
Yeah, just a little bonus.
I have to point. This is the most pointless thing to mention, but I'm liking, you know, how I clearly just you know, I typed this stuff out in Arial font or whatever this is in Paint, and then imported it, and then, you know, I had to like go over the aliasing, and so like the lowercase a in BASIC looks kind of weird. Like there's a bunch of these that are just kind of questionable.
Yeah.
I mean, I threw this together probably like in a day.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that, like, I know between videos you like questioned me more about the Fall Expo thing. I don't.
Oh, that's just because I wasn't really listening. Because I asked you like when this came out and whom it was released to, and you started talking about the Fall Expo, and for some, in my like half listening state, I got the impression like the Fall Expo happened, and then that inspired you to make the demo, and then afterwards, no, I think you were pretty clear that you made it for the Expo.
Yeah, I saw that the Expo was happening. I threw this together for it.
I guess we should explain what the Expo is, because I've never actually been fully clear on it. Like,
it was just an event that happened on the PureZC forums. It was just,
there's like a
you know, if you submit something by this day, then, you know, we'll have a post about it. We'll give the download link, and people can comment on it.
Yeah.
I have the thread linked on my free website, but the link is dead.
Yeah, it leads to
see if I could recover.
It specifically leads to an old version of the forums, and if we try to like convert over the thread ID and stuff like that, that doesn't work either. So it seems like the full Expo board is just gone, which is a shame.
At least
but
that old one is, yeah.
Yeah. We don't know if there's a backup of it. It's a long shot, but if anybody does happen to somehow have any records of this, go ahead and let us know. I guess that's it. Goodbye.